Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on our time zone. Today, we have come out to have discussions on what is happening, especially the buzzwords that Obidients are giving to Sowore for his dumb discussion and issues he's bringing up. They dealt with him, and we are going to bring that. We have several other things outlined, but I really don't want to take time because we have many things to discuss, and I'm not the only one to have the discussion. I have Divine in the studio.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us on today's episode of this broadcast. Let's have this discussion.
Yes, as we enter this very discussion, please do Obidient Family TV the pleasure of liking and sharing this video so that other Obidients will know that we care for His Excellency and we protect him. Whoever comes to attack him from wherever they are coming from, we are going to give them back to back. And that is what happened to Sowore this time around. We have Sowore coming out to liken or reference His Excellency Peter Obi to the likes of Bola Tinubu. Of course, I've been on this very studio to say that Chief Bola Tinubu is dumb. I've not said such a thing. But hearing from that man who I believe we have respected him even at this Obidient Family TV, we have profiled him at different times on the good things he's doing and all of that. But to come out and say that Peter Obi going to stand in front of a distribution board in Egypt and take a picture is dumb. To also say that His Excellency's comments on the rich being the people who should bear the burden of paying taxes is wrong. But let's take what he said first of all, ladies and gentlemen, to begin this our discussion on. We have this Sowore who came out to say that in quote, these guys are just so dumb that they wake up and copy and paste slogans from other climes. This was how Peter Obi woke up one day and traveled to Egypt. He claimed he went to learn how to generate electricity. He visited a switchboard in one Egyptian power station and returned. That was it. Now he is here asking to tax the rich, as if the electric tariff increase is not for the same rich and overfed good for nothing rich buccaneers, as the fuel subsidy removal was not meant to benefit the Nigerian Novoa rich, as if the rich pay taxes. They support at official baths to decimate poor people with low incomes. As soon as people with low incomes are further destroyed, they start commissioning boreholes for them. Dumb people. By the way, how do you tax the rich who hide their wealth in tax havens? Now, this is the discussion. This is what Sowore brought in, referencing His Excellency Peter Obi to dumb discussion and dumb comments. Can you just imagine, how can you position Sowore with His Excellency Peter Obi? And I mean, even in pedigree, in an order, is it in resume or is it in CV? How do you qualify them? Recently, Sowore, I know, just finished his, I think his decree on being called to bar on the Nigerian Bar Association. So, and why would he even want to position himself on this very kind of talk, calling His Excellency or liking him to, even let's assume he's not the one he's calling being dumb, but on two things he mentioned that the Obidients are actually positioning for him. One, he talked about Peter Obi going to Egypt and standing in this board. I mean, Peter Obi went there. We know when he went there, and he explained why he went there. Now, the second one is when he said Peter Obi commissioning boreholes. It's liking it again to Peter Obi. Now, he's running away from talking. He wasn't talking about Peter Obi. He was talking about the rich people that should be paying tax and all of that.
Well, you know, there's a certain level of, would I say, decorum I would expect from somebody like Omoyele Sowore, because I believe that if you are as exposed as I believe him to be, you have other means of actually disagreeing with somebody without calling somebody that is not just better than you when it comes to CV and all his political offices, but someone who is older than you. I expect some level of court, right, to actually, you know, say I am disagreeing with this person. But right now, it's looking like it's just a blatant attack, because if you are not agreeing with what he had to say, you can constructively say, oh, okay, this is what, or these are the issues I have with this particular, you know, conversation. But to actually come out and say outrightly that His Excellency P2B is dumb is just something I didn't expect from him.
We're talking about the pedigree and all of that. I think his Oselo Obaze actually spoke about that. These are the reactions. We're going to bring you the reactions of people on X who actually followed up with this very particular comment. Now, Obaze said, what people say and how they address their elders speaks to their pedigree and upbringing. At times, people incur their well-deserved connupence by careless talk. Let the wise learn. Politicking is not a license for rudeness or crudeness. This is come from Oseloka Obaze.
Exactly, he just put it in the very right way I was trying to say, because politics is not actually an excuse for you to be crude and very, very careless with words, right? There's a restaurant I expected Omoyele Sowore to be given to, seeing that, I mean, you claim to be different, and coupled with the fact that, you know, he actually has you know, attained some level of educational prowess. So if you disagree with someone's opinion, you can make the point without stooping too low to actually start hauling out insults on not just somebody who is bigger than you politically, or somebody who is actually older than you.
Okay, before we even take some of these very comments, there are some things I want us to understand. What raised up this very issue is P2B talking about the tariff, that is the 300 increased tariff that the federal government hiked. Now, the hike, we understand, they say they have band A, band B, band C, which we have talked about severally here.
Right.
And what His Excellency P2B was trying to position to our people to understand is that it is supposed to go to the rich, the people who those lights are actually being given, because the poor doesn't receive 24 hours of light. Right. Neither do even the average Nigerian receive 12 power of light. So it is the rich, especially factories. Like I've said that before. It is factories that demand to have like 20 hours of light, which are in that A category. Right. But there is something that Sowore also failed to realize. It is still the poor that pays these bills at the end of the day. Right. Why? Because let's take Cadbury as a production company that is still in Nigeria producing Bonvita and the rest of them here. Right. Now, if you go to whether they are Bara factory or wherever they are producing right now, you will find out that they might probably be in the band A. And being in band A, they are paying about 300% of their new bill currently. Now, if you go to the market by next week to buy Bonvita, it will definitely not be the same price again. Right. So it means that electricity tariff increase that has come to them, they've actually moved it into the product itself. And this product are being consumed by the majority of millions of Nigerians who are poor.
But you know what's interesting with the whole electricity tariff thing is the fact that even if we know that, or we claim that there are people who are getting 20 hours of supply under the band A division, it's actually funny because those people are actually not getting it. And that is why your point is actually very salient about the poor people eventually paying for it. Because if you increase the electricity tariff, if you go to barb your hair now under someone who is paying with the new electricity rate, of course he's going to hike the prices, because everything now he's doing, he's calculating both the profit and the loss of all of that, right? But the point is that assuming they were paying all of this money and we're getting light, I mean, I have a couple friends who are supposedly under the band A division and they are still not seeing light. So even after paying for such, you know, outrageous amount of money without any previous or prior notification that, okay, so within so time you start paying a higher rate, because they just woke up one morning, deliberated on it behind closed doors, we didn't hear anything about it, and they just came out to say, you know what, we're just going to increase this thing.
And that's why this comment coming from Sowore is really very annoying. You understand me? Because he did not take many things under consideration. When we talk about full subsidy, for example, some people think that it's affecting the rich or it's affecting the average Nigerians who are of, call it the elites. It's not. Most of them are civil servants who have attained a level, either director level, or even people who are being awarded government contract. Most of these people are not the poor Nigerians who has to pay higher transport fare to where they are going. But these people who are directors or people who are giving contract at government level, they are still using the state, the funds coming out from the government. Because if you're a director, the government of that state will be funding the vehicle, because they will call it official vehicle, and they have a quota that they put in the budget. So government is fueling those vehicles. They are really not spending their money. You might be thinking, oh, when you are crying, they are also crying to say, oh, I bought fuel, I filled my account with 50,000 naira and all of that. It's not his money. The vehicle he's driving is not his vehicle. You get my point? So at the end of the day, it's still the poor that this subsidy removal has hit so hard. If they don't have their rickety vehicles that they go to where they want to go, they will still have to buy a generator. Every filling station, go there in the evening. You will see them line their jerry cans, buying fuel for their generators. Those are the people who are suffering all of these things. And Sowore has to come and say one of the things that are annoying. But let's take more reactions. These are our reactions at our Obidient Family TV. Let's see some of our people on X who are furiously reacting to this. This is Pharaoh Timi, who responded to somebody who said that Sowore has lost all relevancy. He is a paid agent that is benefiting from what he's doing. But he said, you can disagree with him. This is Dele Pharaoh Timi, one our own obedient, core obedient person that will always also project. He said, you can disagree with him without labeling him a sellout. He is not. I have a lot of disagreements with him. He's talking about Sowore. But I don't believe that to be a basis for labeling him a paid agent. Okay, for labeling him. A paid agent does not suffer the kind of persecution he has endured in the hands of the state. He was just talking about what Sowore has gone through in Nigeria. I understand, you know, Dele Pharaoh Timi is a man that positions his words very, very well. But in this instance, I'm assuming he is not defending Sowore at this very time, but he's saying, labeling him to be somebody who has joined APC, you understand, and all of that he doesn't believe that he is. Because, of course, I know he has fought so hard for Sowore when he was arrested and all of that, and he was at the forefront of all of it. So we also have this reaction coming from Odinkema, who says that, I disagree with you, Prof, and advise you distance yourself from Sowore. You may have known the man before, but there is nothing Con cannot do. Maybe he's talking about Agbado people and advising a prof. Then we have this one from Bella Diaspora, who is reacting to Dele Pharaoh Timi. He said, the conscience of the obedient movement. We drag our moral burdens to you for spiritual succor and emotional solace. More grace to you. I think they are still referring to Dele Pharaoh Timi, who always, give much more inspiration. Then we have this very Clinton who said, Mr. Sowore, the man whose picture you have used and mentioned on this tweet is somebody who will never be who you will never be, both now and when you reincarnate back to earth. Assuming reincarnation is real, your disrespect and arrogance is the reason people hardly mess with you in political matters. Of course, there's an F word there. You got to be humble, learn, and above all, pay respect where it is due. I don't think you will dare use a Tinubu picture for such utterances. you know deep down, they will lock you up in a cubicle and forget you exist. And as usual, nothing will happen. Not only where Obi dey on a day, they rise because the man is unproblematic. Be careful, Benny. Well, I think we'll just hold it that very one there because there's a whole lot of conversation and vexation that is going on this comment. Of course, people can go back, and we don't want to promote Sowore's post for that long, but at the same time, we want to discourage him from actually using that kind of word for somebody we call our principal, who so much and millions of Nigerians have their trust on. You get that very point,
right? And
that is what we are trying to make sure that this. We also have this one from comedian who said that they increased full price, Obi is attacked. Electricity bill increased, Peter Obi renders advice. He is attacked again. People are kidnapped. Obi is blamed. Accident on the road. Okute was on the road. You may as well just call him your president too, like we do. So I think he's advising the Agbados, he's simply trying to tell them, if you must mention everything that goes wrong in this country without mentioning P2B, then you might as well just call him your president, you understand? Right. Because that is the person the burden should be on.
Right. Because actually, the point is just that people need to get His Excellency P2B out of their mouths, right? Because we understand that he's free clout and free promotion. And so everybody comes out on their podcast, on their news spaces. The moment you mention P2B, that's automatic traffic for you. And so they keep raising his names or bringing up his names in conversations that he has nothing to do with. I mean, he was elected, they hijacked power and did whatever they did with it. And if you're certain that, oh, this man is not your president, why is he someone that is always coming up in these conversations, especially when you should channel them to the appropriate authorities? So my advice to everybody is that His Excellency P2B is more than just a clickbait, and so we should just refrain from using his words without actually thinking about the consequences.
Yes, please also do like and share this very video so that other people will know the talking points, and also comment in the comment section to tell us what you feel. Do you think that Sowore has, can see the back of P2B to talk about being dumb and all of that? Please go to the comment section, tell us what you will, and also let us use that very opportunity to also thank His Excellency for putting his mouth out there even when people are always hitting back at him. Now let's dive a little out of this and go into the crisis that is actually looming at the Labour Party, between the Labour Party and the NLC. We have said often here that we don't want to join issues with the NLC and the crisis there, because His Excellency P2B said he's going to toe the line of peace and try to reconcile their issue. But we've had people who are talking because NLC had a meeting yesterday, their BOT and stakeholders meeting, and of course different stakeholders, even from LP, were invited, and a spokesperson for Obidients was also, a coordinator of Obidient was also there, and he spoke about the Obidient side of things to let them know, because they were invited. So I want to tell you, for people who are calling out the Obidient joining forces with the Nigerian Labour Congress and all of that against Abure, it is not so. But when there is a meeting, and in that very meeting, Obedients are invited, and one of the Obidient coordinators are presented in that very place, we need to hear what the person said. We can't go at the back and be saying that the Obedients are joining forces against the Labour Party on the NLC. Let's not do that. We heard what the representative of Obedience in that meeting said, and I want everybody to hear it, because it's not, I don't want people going at the back and be saying that the Obedient have joined forces with the NLC. No, please. Here, the person who represented the Obedience is Dr. Moses Paul, and he spoke about the Obedience there. Nothing more. Please, let's take a listen to what he said in that meeting, and nothing to say about joining forces with NLC to fight the Labour Party. Nothing like that. Let's take a listen to what he said there.
Cometh by struggle, freedom come by struggle, freedom come. Freedom cometh by struggle, freedom come by struggle, freedom. Me, I love my country, I love the land and people, everything he did for Nigeria, to make Nigeria better. Comrades, 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 Obedience, are you here? Ginger, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Fire, are you here? Yes, sir. I bet not gonna make this house hot small now. Fire, are you here? Yes, we are here today to pledge our allegiance to NLC, to the Political Commission, to the Labour Party stakeholders. Come on, Obedience, are you here? Yes, am I speaking for you? Yes. Make some noise! That is how we are known. That is how we are heard. We are here to dismantle the structure of criminality.
Correct. That's right.
Anybody will say in Papa no go sleep, he said no go
sleep.
Anybody will say Mama no go sleep, he said no go sleep. We are the pikin in the midst and we get coconut head.
We know they hear.
We know they hear word from criminality. Also, our principal has spoken through his spokesperson. I didn't say through the campaign spokesperson, through his what? His spokesperson. And because this honorable occasion has deemed it fit that the Obedients are represented here, we are here. For those who do not understand what the Obedients are, we are like an energy. We are like fire. Can you create fire?
No.
Can you destroy fire?
No.
We cannot be created, we cannot be destroyed. But we can be channeled and controlled. Are you hearing me? So we are here today because we don't have room for nyama nyama. The only thing we want is a working Nigeria. And we will work within the purview of any forum, any structure that will give and recognize any religious group. We are beyond any region. We are the new Nigeria. And today we are here. Obedience, make some noise!
Thank you very much.
Was the talk coming out from Dr. Mo, who represented the Obidient movement at this very NLC stakeholders meeting that happened yesterday. And as you've heard, there's nothing wrong with what he has said. And Divine is very, very clear. For those people who are busybody talking about Obidient joining NLC to sack Abure, at least that is not what happened here, correct?
Yeah, actually, we could hear from the video, right? He actually said that he's just here to pay allegiance to the Labour Party or their political faction of the Labour Party, the NLC and all of that. And there's an adage that says that if someone calls you father, you call him son, right? And so I just think what they came to do is the fact that they were actually acknowledged that, oh, the Obedience movement exists. And that is why Dr. Mo is there representing the Obedience, because they realized that largely their success is actually dependent on the Obedience. And so for the fact that they have, just appreciated or acknowledged that, okay, there is a force like the Obedience that is, necessary for us to, when we're talking about our success story. And I think that's why he's there. He's not really there to say, oh, I'm for the NLC or I'm for the Labour Party. He is just, acknowledging a group of people that have acknowledged the Obedience. So, and I think those people who are trying to make it more than what it is should actually desist from such. He's not out saying, Julius Abure or the Labour Party. He's just there to actually, acknowledge the people who have acknowledged the Obedience.
Yes. So please, for those people who are carrying rumors around that the Obedience are behind the forceful, supposedly crisis of sack coming towards Abure, the only thing we know is that His Excellency P2B has called for a forensic auditing of the accounts of Labour Party, and that is a party matter on itself. But he has also pledged his commitment to make sure that things went back the way. And like Dr. Mo said here, without struggle, there will be no success. You understand me? This struggle must come. And Peter Obi had always said that we are going to foresee these things coming. It's the ability to withstand it. That is what counts. Well, I think with that very one, let's shift away a little bit from Peter Obi. We have one story that is coming out from Cross River and Akwa Ibom of this young lady that we showed some time ago that went to hug her dad, gave her dad her NYSC regalia and saluted the dad. You know, it was trending everywhere that time that the dad doesn't have a house, but he actually used the money was supposed to build a house to train her in school. And she came back home, showed the village she came from. You know, ladies, with not trying to put you guys in a hot seat, but I've met people who don't want you to see the background of where their village is. If they go back to their village, they don't want to take pictures of that or see or show you how their house looked like in the village. But this lady or girl come back, showed with firewood and everything, and was not ashamed of posting how her dad looked like. It was not maybe something that is photoshopped or something, but now the government of Akwa Ibom have seen it and has reacted. You can see something she threw in just for funds has ended up getting her a brand new house and a publicity that she never imagined. Let's take a listen to what the Governor Eno has to say about how he got to hear about her and how God used him to bring succor to that family. Let's take a listen.
To report myself, there was a video of a very young lady who went viral. The young lady came back from the National Youth Service and went to her village, saw the father, and some of you saw that video. She did a pass, took a salute, pulled her youth service uniform, put on the father, and so she said, well, a lot of you in school, I think by a side note, some of you don't know that this is where I come from. And my father chose to send me to school rather than to build a house for himself. So they showed that house, thatched house, and I looked at that video and the father prayed for her. So I asked my people to find out the person. And thankfully, thank God for technology. So sometimes when you post things, you think people can't know you. They can always find you. So they found out and we got her. She is from Cross River, incidentally, and Ogeb, to be precise. So we sent our team to go verify that she was the one. We found out that she was the one, went to the house, talked with the father, and we have decided to build a 3-bedroom house for that family. I'm saying so because in case you hear, why is he taking Akwa Ibom money to Cross River? The moral lesson behind what that young woman did. One, not too many children these days will be proud to take their people, say this, even when we're in secondary school. I remember some children, their father will go to see them and say, it's not my father. Because the father will ride it on the bicycle. I mean, tell him it's not my father. I say, but your father, it's not my father. So for this young girl to be so proud to go back to that house and make the father proud, we thought we should honor her. But the bigger lesson that moved us is that the father could choose to send a girl child to school over and above building a house for himself. Because in the village, you know this thing still, what will you do with it? It's still there. Still there, what will you do with a girl child's education? The father would have built himself a house, but the lady said this man chose to send her to school in place of a house. So we're also doing that to support the girl child and to encourage people that the man chose well. So the house that he didn't build and send the girl to school, that girl today has brought back the house. I think that's the moral issue behind the story.
First of all, my name is Abba Marit Obi. I want to thank God for this privilege and also the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Governor, Excellency Governor Moelo, for this opportunity and support that he rendered to my family. This is just a video that I made out of nothing and without expecting anything. But today, grace found me and God touched the governor's heart, the governor of Akwa Ibom State heart. I want to say thank you to him and his wife, to his family, that may the good Lord bless him, reward him, and make him to serve more and support more in life in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, sir.
This is very, very good. I find this very exceptional. You know why? Because some people think they should be posting while they are twerking and all of that. Now, I'm not saying that twerking is bad, but at the same time, people love to twerk. But she didn't do that. She just do the normal thing that has to do with village kind of playful thing. But now she's gotten a brand new house.
Well, it's actually very, exciting to see because, she managed to actually get a house for her parents from this, and so it is actually very, very commendable. And also kudos to Akwa Ibom State Governor, even though we have a little beef or a little bone to pick with him the last time after he said poor people shouldn't eat eggs, but that's really besides the point. The point is that he has actually used his platform, used his office to actually make this girl's life a bit better than he actually met her, and that is very, very commendable. So kudos to him. And then for young people out there, this is also right back at myself, right? It is just very important that we remember where we're coming from, and it is also important that we actually, just be proud of where you're from. One day, someone who knows who is watching is actually going to, just identify with your story and decide to bless you, right? And so that's really the point.
Yes, and that is one of the things that we keep saying. Like someone was actually talking to me about these registrations of the cooperative society going on, and he was like, if we should be able to get like let's say 700 local government across Nigeria, how many billions could go around for these people? I said, you know what, you have to start building a house from the foundational level.
Right.
When you have gotten to the level of foundation, then you now start raising the pillars. You understand me? That guides. So what do I mean by all of that? I was trying to tell him that yes, we know it's going to be a task to to assist the massive people who are involved in all the local governments in Nigeria, but it's something that is doable. You understand me? And because it's just for those people in their different respective local governments to actually come up with what works in each local government,
right,
and then they can duplicate it around them in clusters, and they'll be assisted. Because the moment they showcase what they are doing from the Obidient family TV here, we project it to the world. And you even see not just a Nigerian person or an African person, but even the whites who are going to assist them in making sure that they are cooperative on what they do on their various local government, right, will strive. And of course, not leaving out His Excellency P2B, who we know that is a global person, right, who will reach out both to the World Bank and other places, provided you have a viable proposal. You understand me? Coming from local government, coming from a state, right, that will strive. So, and having gone to that very length, I want to also thank the people who have registered their cooperative societies in their respective local governments. We know we want to thank the people from Okay, there's one on the screen now. That is the one coming from Calabar municipality, I think. Kudos to you guys. I have a lot of people who called me today to say that they have already submitted, actually using their own funds to actually do these registrations. Kudos to all of you. I told you guys that you can do it. I told you, because the moment you get your cooperative together, whether you want to put up 1K or 2K together, you can actually do it. Of course, we will continue to be supporting you, because we know after this, the next level is for you to use this, your registration certificates, to open a bank account. My job, our job from this Obidient Family TV is to project whatever proposal that you have within your local government and sell it to the people who are going to support you on your welfare needs, on the business, mutual business arrangement that you guys are going to have in your various local government. So please, as we talk now, do not hesitate. Click on the link that is on this very description of this very video, or also on the comment section of this very video. You will see a link. That link is the community, the steering community platform, where when you go in, you indicate where you are, and then you will see the other local governments who are registered, and then you can now join your own local government. And if your local government has not been approved or has not been registered, then you will tell us from the platform, and we'll see how we can financially assist you to register that very thing. So please do not hesitate. It's happening. The structure of the Obidient Family Cooperative Society is happening. The structure of the Obidient movement has commenced from the grassroots. Please check out with all your local governments where you are. Find out, but join us on the WhatsApp platform, and then we can educate you more. Let's finally look at the things that just happened in Lagos, just for a mention. There's an outbreak of fire that we are told before we got in here. Yeah. So the people at either Idumota or around that axis of the airport where there is fire outbreak, I just want you guys to be safe, because this fire, they said, broke out at the popular Lagos Island Market, and that happened today. So please, all the people around here, let's hope that everybody is safe. Obedience, please be safe. You are to deal with. We don't want anybody to buy at all. No. Please let it not happen. So let it just be that. Is there any other thing that we have before we go? Because seriously, our time don't they give us signal make we carry our car come off for studio.
Well, a lot of things has been going on down in the city of Lagos. Well, I just think it's necessary to mention that the Lagos state government is trying to demolish certain properties because they're trying to expand the road, and, you know, residents of those communities are actually, you know, coming out to say, you know what, we have our life, you know, we have our businesses on the line here, and so we'll actually bring the report as it comes to us. But we just want to mention that a couple people are facing you know, demolition charges, or rather demolition of their shops and of their houses, because the Lagos state government is trying to expand.
Oh, you mean the people who are protesting, a community that was protesting about the land and all of that? I think that also have a producer, you can project that. There are people who are actually protesting in Lagos that has to do about this demolition. Let's Lagos government actually look at these very things critically before going into it. And until we come your way again tomorrow, bye for now.